Abo electoral area what Temaniu town. Mesi so nyina me sha ase se me ne assembly members no edi nkomo no. The most handsome assemblyman ever. Honorable Ejeyi Abraham Ajete ano abranche no ho ofe. Oh, yemi be ma bet. Yeah, abranche no ho ofe. Nipa de nukro ho an waka. Honorable, morning.
Oh, morning, Minya.
Boko de.
Nyame adom na so.
Oh, nyame adom neso ho ye. Je say microphone na ka say ohwe Bobia pa the way I would cheer pa anyway electoral area and San Fatal. I must say electoral area and San Fatal.
When is it?
But honorable, you usually say and is here a tour Sunday, no. Me are sure say by this time the assembly will say attrition, me boy.
Oh, Nyame adom atwehwe. Sure.
But what have been the situations since ensure the toy and they say action? What have been the situation on the ground as we speak?
First of all, meda was say, Ramani me kunya we na. Embedi assembly embassy adwin kakra. Ni aba ne say Sunday no around 2 a.m. And I soon start here. So you know, around less than 2 hours, I'm starting in your course. Me starting your course, and I'm shame. Me say I will ready. I say my baby. And the answer is, though from Sunday, no, now Ohio very flooded. But about it's only 2 and about 2 hours time. And it's only starting kakra. But the problem is now a problem I when most of Nama smoky call other regions. And ya crap and you use to no. Yeah, the call other regions no. Now it's what I say in Nam no baby. Unfortunately, so now saying I'm no baby. So it's just unfortunate. After that, you know, it's only starting call from now gas filling station be work and also there. Now it should be gas filling station now. It's one I hear home and also now very dangerous. But Nyame adom so nyina akobat problem na akose we that's a problem yantia asem papa from Sunday no the before no so on be boy the before no ba around omudo mu hyewu nkofo no am lucky wo mudem no especially nkwala no amuko yi omu pie they were able to arrest other properties people got hold of PPA. Yeah, not most not TMA 4 bao. Did not move one in a bao. That's the unfortunate thing is a problem with the ACA. Yeah.
Having been in the area for some time now as an assembly member, you say in Kyoto, Ghana. Is it the first time BBC HMSC war?
Oh, Dabi. But as I say at the West, this is not the first time. It's not the first time. But as I say at West. You see, the situation is it's only tour from Michelle Camp, Bechile,
3 FM, setting standards.
Minina no. Sans one free honina the before say it's all quite be and so new film with the real ponimu from Michelle Camp Bechile other towns na ɛwɔ so no ɛbɛfa mankwade hɔ no na ne nyinaa bɛwura lagoon na that place no na tete na lagoon
Okay.
na ayɛ sɛ reservoir bi nsuo reservoir bi a sɛ nsuo ni tɔ a na reservoir wɔ hɔ saa sɛ mpo na ayɛ ma but unfortunately there's a property bi a ɔmo mount wɔ hɔ
88.3
Mama mountain property
setting
no.
all standards.
That property their property
afei na ɔmo si but wohwɛ sɛ na building it no I suspect ɛbɛyɛ wei ɛbɛyɛ coastal. That's what I see. Me sure say ɛbɛyɛ coastal. But ɔmo nsi nwie afei na ɔmo ahyehyɛ wall no 4 square way no no ɛna ɔmo afeeli aba soro ɛna the funny thing baby a nsuo no bɛfa no kra no ɛkwan ni ɔsia
nyantobase o ebi wo se
yeah
baby a I say Ramsia site nsuo no ba na aba begu hɔ no na ebi ɛwɔ ɔno awɔ hɔ over time na afei atwetwe na awe
yeah
obi esi dan wɔ hɔ
I can't remember was it 20 last year and contractor and started frame because our frame now was now be sit down with baby a enye ho
88.3 FM setting
enye ho
standards.
I was our frame now be say one day be say now baby o see ade we no the question is who cry am baby o see ade no onim say or I say it say na kan around site it I say nsuo no to I say Ohio reservoir be keep
nsuo no for
so why would you come and mount a property over there to me you know say na me hu no emboa so that's the challenge so be sure I don't know me auto assassin man but
as obi kura ton asase mawa for you to even start mounting properties the assembly could have given you a permit. Are you aware whether or not say the assembly which you belong to no am an permit so fanya say juma no?
I don't think the assembly na want to permit only me see here
that be
if my memory serves me right after that time no an assembly na shaking kakra that time na after no mu year MCE no early last year that time na MCE nim buy so I said na assembly ho no obia ye no ope there wasn't anybody to do a check-up on them. So I was so sure say because after MCE knew or no, because new MCE now abano or no crano. I can't remember me catch one of the me say there's a property and about my register issue no assembly no before. So there's a new developer there. The Juma no do me letter here no ya show ye na so to a bear hadri. I quite remember recently. It was first one bit it was less than 2 hours. Oh yeah, ma, and I call me uko home because who let's see or your supervisor. And I'm catching and say, I didn't know more best no a bear hadri and more see I didn't but yeah, I'm sure you are. A Jumano go bomb. So me my advice to them, they should try as much as possible. Omubema say excavator bebo. No about create flat part na ewo hono. We beam so that say so ni to na flat na eba no ana pressure na free top no. Enya nra lagoon na enko. Because me go hu ya ni go na anya me de. Because so to less than 2 hours na nkofo dan mu nyina ya ma me ko ya no gra na me ka no gra na see say me ha no so this issue less than 2 months ya nko general assembly it is one of those issues my again say ya ko general assembly because me you ka ko rezi wo
and so na say structure no e wo baby a eni say esia to say waterway
Yeah.
Near the idea. Are we supposed to create a dynasty? Was it demolishes our property from the water? Because in this case, it will affect a number of people.
Yeah.
Why is the assembly or the the DC there or the MC there not taking the initiative? Say this structure away, yeah, man, a permit, but nipana see idea no. Baby, I was seeing this one, and so we need to take it from that place.
Yeah. And no, because me personally, I've been there like more than 3 times. I've never me contract and put that. And I me call, but I remember myself, my me chira koja. More than 2 times. Me person me contract. The reason I make catch on Musa personally, now I want to know. Because you know, who call now? Obi is a supervisor no, and a security no more no so. Obu some critical questions we omu ni as a papa bi ama. And at assembly na is stating though your assistant your engineer no new engineer bi na aba o. Afena ono so odi ni hu hihie adwuma no mu. So na me the reason always make answer me say me person me nya whatever information I need to have because you be call next general election. Me say general election, general assembly. Say me kwa then we raise the issue over there. And now say because me to me in Koka assembly ni they can come and demolish it anytime. Now even baby I didn't know no. Me nuya say see ko ye demolition kra. Enya izo. Enya easy. Enya easy for even the excavator be ko excavator no se be be fakra no e dey akọ sisi ano enya easy
no mo see that no mo the materials mo the fine e ko
minimum who style be mo the machines niam no mo the adwuma no be mo the fa de ko me whether mo the fa me ni homowofo share boundary. Whether omudi fa homo side or no, or crano. Me who quite put after I've done my own assessment, I was around. But Ejumano, Cesano, omu blocks, omu mantle blocks, were hey, but I don't know. There's an orcano, assembly no has every right to. But before assembly be demolition, no, you have to even check, say. Bia ya na emo permit and answer you own sanya no you to me mba say we got 1 MC new 2 engineer no so you new otiase and those are the challenges problem kakrabat say na aba no you sure say the assembly will do the needful maybe they will fasten near maybe omo ye because though this is not the first time. You say I know every year in so this has been a problem so yeah so na I don't dana so no munaka kana nyina ya yom hihye say then you be see no so this year drinks be walk crowd was see am no kasa.
But how do you feel say met you for catch or say this year and Kazan ensure na beto no ensure kese ano be say unim ni say na the first one this is the impact. How do you feel as an assemblyman knowing very well say ensure betumi ato na anytime you beto bia no you are going to go through this ordeal?
Say no come no me can bibi me say ensure no mu na kakra pe na me yem hihim insonu muna kakra because ohonu nye that residential area ohonu nye that residential area.
Oh, okay.
Ohona yet say ejuma no moye wo but won say omoye ejuma wo no at times once in a while bia na ohona yet say enye nyume enye daytime omo tumi adwuma the whole day o omo to me ye juma ebi mu ye night wo o sa ha say place your omo smoke your omo nam no wo
okay
nti ntofo koba o say ye juma ebu bebre obi bebre but me one challenge I tanya the loss of ebia ebi mu capital and most of them mu ye juma no omo akoji loans in those things nti obi mu akoji bosia wo ebi mu sem ni do nti enso no mu na at times obo say na me kra me to me nda Sunday ni say enso no me call no say me to me fa me car no kra nko yeah from a hodi ba kwan ni so nyina o nyina ugina bridge ni so ho nyina ayema so just imagine the number of microphones cars and other properties access ho nti that's it me baba me so top process ya no I don't know say na yeti on so na muna na me no kasa sia no ewe mu nye ebani sana na some of us na yem hihie because you say oh say problem we were but before those days before problem hobe Friday no Jesus won't top the brace. Unfortunately, this time around, most of the Ramsar said, reserve areas now, so no reserve walk, so Ponuya mana, suppression and bar. To me, dinner cacano, Siciano, the only that's one aspect. Yeah. Siciano, so no bar, you want so says an canon. Yeah, the I am Gisiani. Kwa na editi asisia senso no mu na asisia na yeyim nyina ahyehe
enti omo nam nanka omo aye nanka wose ekọ wohwe nkoma oni constituency ni di ye na the enam dudu ase no ekobe ahe
say megina ha kan me because me ni man no say meaning price or mode tonu but Ngofa says car because ushe any pa back on ye wo amu more than 200 wo like obiani ni unit or ye juma wo obi kra wa ye bibri Nkofo ba hop like omu de number ho a omu number ho a be ye hu ejuma so ana enye in peak season here, but the most funny aspect of the whole thing is though enye peak season pognia or Satan na ni boyedi because inam kakra pe na eba
okay
yes enye peak season because nam kakra na eba nipa pipi so that's the problem mean to me about it will be more than 100 more than thousands of maybe 200 300 ebe mean to me puti but in the Nkofo cash me call no nyese obi na catch me no woman be no susa and when the thing happened people took advantage say ebi mu ejuma no wo ho ba mu wo top ho nti awmachi no so no start here no and people took they started stealing and then they met to me aka omu be from omu me ka gidigidi ko no na ebi mu awi omu nam ne bi so no so di nam ne bi akọ at times omu wi a on be chichi na ye nice so ni yama say to me fa nam na de ko yeah to me for
but there's this notion also say Nkofo omo we electoral area no most of them omo ye enwura they tend to dump this in the refuse in the waterways into ema insurance so a basana then you are the affected end. How do you respond to this?
You the sasem no so there ya se me ha adwen kakra do ti se na o kana no etesi the unfortunate aspect meaning baby a ye fire Ghana for enye military area ne pe aquarium someday bi a me papa kwa sorry na oba no ena nsuo ne to ena efie to bibi okwa sorry no nwa so at times autominant ko no dey higher exercise nti so ni to no ko gina baby ni nima obenwa na nkofodi like Jesus and can refuse gu bola gu gota ni original son of friends junior ngrofo no ejuma omudi ni ese ejuma ben asi be chese no omudi original so no sade no anto so no thought say less than 30 minutes and so no jai afi rubbish no refuse no omudi gu gata no mu ni nyina akochoku we ni mo ni nyina akochoku ena like yeah cuz is only almost start here no frame njo gina so ana is only turn now see you know ba kwa me like come look at them be hwe ni omo is on aja be hwe ni omo aye wa artist ya and see that ja omo that has meaning baby a sa behavior ni free here tema was basically well structured ena tema those days where to dump our refuse in Bibiano there will be and yes ye ni bi se say akra no we want to you person you ma tricycle sin be rere mu no say we want to me nkwa omo be jima wo but where we should dump our refuse ultra main lorry kwan no ma ultra main lorry kwan no ma ya create bibia ya dump refuse no but the problem is that nipa so ondin obe wona nipa here refuse not the Google tenim and no so say na etie no I say kromu nyina all the drains no the end side no all na omo aye drains ni dia korra lagoon nti so ni to sa no pressure ni every top no ba no say so ni ba no nya blockade bi wo kwan so kakra bi na akoso
aye issue enti se si ano Asra Meja Omuro Mimisa say, how are you going to deal with it? Say, no, the situation does not affect your pocket, are we?
Oh, well, one funny thing, assembly members here, the Nyama we see, we'll find way to at least assist some of them. Ebimu, what is that? Ebimu so, and time call you to go musa, but onya do on kwandia problem na esi and as problem is so there ba mi so bekum affect your can affect your baby sa at times the assembly ne ba na we try and not move forward around so me believe say they will try and see how best but so who do be shame say ukotoko mu de to me survive and they mean to me that down just imagine over hundreds of Ghana cities I say no how can you assist anya na odi be shame the question is anya na odi be shame but some of kitikiti be a woman there you can sort some people out and also the to me boy on kakra wo mom but yeah we don't take up that responsibility too much. And you bet me kaka on because this is an American capital na ako. What I say? Whatever at times whatever we can do to assist. That's what I'm saying. Farm my but you bet me kaka be dey bo mundia. To me ye jim the bo.
Okay. Honorable Mami na wase na no pay.
I'm sure.
And the Honorable Abraham Ajete and what she said, no, Eddie and Komono, no, the assemblyman for Harbour Electoral Area, no, a war tema, and I would say, no, Eddie and Komono. Abushambi say, boss, 88.3. You begin Kumubi into my maintain free water woman. Because we make at the atuo because there some ebeba. Let me give you historical antecedent na afa media by issues no so mix bra say one mo nim Achimota school ni mu yiye no onu say ye wo Achimota secondary school no wo ho na ye wo basic school no wo ho until recently na a basic 1 eno na ya bandia and so they had a basic 2 and no na a typically of a private school enti the said school no over time in 2021 ana aban na adwin so school no kura no wono beje no watumi run school and to waji run school in 2021 and the school no mainly developmental works e course e was school no mu ni ade nyina no it was really done by the PTA and kwada e school mu no ma many o papa no and at say
8.3
yes eduman
setting new standards.
In fact as at the time when na aban pese waji school no na the PTA ne empne and the argument was that omum pese standards na wo school no mu ho no eso bete abushanti emiye pa no mum pese standards e wo school mu ho no eso bete nti no mo se omum pene e ma yemfa school no enye aban enti the then minister ane odaso ye member of parliament for adishia wo bosomtwe edutwum ene convince omo se ene asamuti amunim de ekoso enti o kire omo schools be tu a wo se omo nkom na wo mo nkonkohwe the modeler even though e aban no omo run e ho and they went there e was amen come asem e mane nwatenten abanji school ni wie ya omo run school no in fact na wo mu ni head teacher
8.3 FM
bia wo school ni mu
setting new standards.
enti basic A ne wo ho no wo mu assistant headmaster no wo ho eni ye yi no so eni e ba basic 2 ni mu na bra behwe so in fact information reaching me kura ne say ye de ne betra ho na wo no etra ho ehwe no ne status assistance he doesn't know. So you see, I said, I can't 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or no, I retire. But as to how he's even retiring, you know him. Now, that is not even the government of the issue. The issue says, see, and say, Akwako Bani said, Yase, Yakwako for Obifre Abontin, in fact,
3 FM
say, Wombra Nomba headmaster was school more. And now, the PTA for one say, Womu, and Tiasiane are mantra. In fact, they are the stakeholders in the school. Omuma ne ko school, the moment that the PTA for withdraw Muma from the school, the school ceases to be a school. The infrastructure development of the school, was done by the PTA. I quite recall, in fact, Omusia Brunsambi was school founded by the PTA. Omuye Omuko DCA, the current MCE, so Mukako register. Ya ready there do baby a PCA flow. The number back or cement here, $500. Papa ne ka so bebuomo omo twen ya edu time or so wo mu kokoye adwuma no of course wo 500 you want to win betumi aboa 30. Can you imagine say on the day a year flow e sa dan so cement atrema kura papa na ntumi amomu bi, and it is alleged say the MP of the area Anna wo pusi se wo pese obi a onu so wo school mu hobby ebe fasa school not that school na no. But you see, my argument is as simple.
88.3 FM
and me person me voice be actual, and this was a meeting in between the teachers and the executives of the PTA. I was school more. And what the PTA in Penifua what school no sought to communicate. And in this situation, you know, let me tell you what has happened. Obin a recorded voice, you know, in the PTA, and of forwarded voice, you know, and as we speak, your friend say in Penifua da, your friend say and woman shiano ewa Ghana aware woman saka audio no omotie audio no, and so this is the structure. Mix one omra. Enti omo atiti omo mo remu yes say no, but even if you want to say o pesa odi ni pavu froba na oba no ba be headmaster crowd, the stakeholders, you know, say they want to be part of that decision taking. They want to be part of the NIPA yebe, but in Sri Lanka me say and no man with Bible until we share the qualification of NIPA will be to me a basic school head teacher qualifications no ewo. But I'm advertise so I'm a head teacher. I'm a qualification I did head teacher no. I'm drop no because there is an allegation or there is a sense ye person nipa kuo bi anase nipa bi na obedi sa position no na nipa nso ni position na ne certificate ekita no ne qualification no enu ho, and so they need to beat the criteria down for the person to be able to meet. If a move makes him waje. They need to beat it down for him to be able to meet that criteria. And you see, my argument is as simple. If what is going on, was school muhono, the ekuko mountains who say, MP na hampiki obi. Ama esi sa ni pakro no ye pese ye de ne be ye a headmaster was a den was school more say headmistress was a den no. I want to ask the question say enti e free mre ben and ye see mu as say ye nim say now when it comes to education, when it comes to the decision making of an institution, a basic school no, a politician is having an influence as to who becomes the headmaster or otherwise. But the Bushman me person me Bobby Beecher. This is the audio, and this is the audio. This is the first time I ever saw audio way radio so. And it is a meeting between the heads of the PTA and the your friends saying teachers. Ahudua wamuwo school, and somebody recorded and forwarded the video, and forwarded the picture. Your friends said the audio. To GS in Saka, GS for who ye no. Omuka say decision in Krampono to even find say ye be the yen hot. But the microphone na masia which we are aware. But ebusuya take time. Me pese wutie. PTA and penifoni teachers for no kasaya no. Somebody recorded, and this is the recording tie.
We know that you have to be in your classes to be able to help the children. First, we are not here to bring you your Christmas gift because Christmas is already over.
Setting new standards.
We'll be here one day very soon, maybe to tell you that some of us will have ended our service, and that has not come because we needed people to fill in for the vacancies. Unfortunately, we are not getting people who want to become PTA executives, but we are praying, still working around, hoping to get the list ready and to have an election very soon so that some of us can retire and then rest more and continue with other assignments. But we have come this morning
8.3 FM.
for
Setting
a
new
very
standards.
urgent issue which will affect our children and you yourself as a teacher, and to us as parents living with you in this environment. And maybe going forward, you will see us parents reacting in a certain way, and our reaction doesn't surprise you. That is why we have called you. Those of us who have stayed here for a very long time knows the genesis of this school and what we have gone through over the period of 5 years ago. May will be 5 years when government absorbed the school. We know the trouble at the time, and now where we are having our peace of mind. But there are developments which is going to affect our peace of mind, which perhaps we as leadership and together as parents cannot keep quiet, but we will react. It might not be fair for those of you who live with us here to see us reacting in a certain way without knowing the background of what has happened. When they put the two schools together 5 years ago, those of you who were here, the demonstration that happened in this same whole premise and the subsequent meetings that happened, we resisted that. We don't want a public school simply because we think it can compromise quality. And the argument at the time, which the Minister of Education at the time assured us, and the Director General assured us that they will not compromise on quality. But what they will need from us is that we parents will partner with government. In the process, and I'm mentioning this one because of some of us who were not here at the time, in the process of agitation, seeking what to do, the minister at the time told us that there are some schools that are run in a form like a hybrid kind in Ghana, and he directed us to 3 of those schools to go and study what we do. So myself, the headmistress Edith, and Mr. Nyantechi, we traveled from Accra to Susan So in Kumasi, a college school. Susan So Roman College School, Good Shepherd. We went there to see their model. He also directed us to Matthias of Uganda in Kumasi Santasi, which we visited the school. And he showed us Obuasi Area. And we visited all these 3 schools 5 years ago. After visiting these 3 schools and coming back from Kumasi, we were ashamed of ourselves that we live in Accra here and call ourselves Achimota. But if you look at our environment and compare with what these schools have, we, especially myself who accompanied the 2 heads, felt ashamed. So when we came back, we decided to give the school a facelift, and all of us are witnesses to what has happened. I don't need to tell you anything. That was where we started bringing in, developing the structures, so that at least if somebody enters this premise, the environment alone will communicate home and beauty. We are not there yet, but at least we have done the little we could do. Going forward, we noticed that this side of our school has about 1,000 plus students. The other side also has about 3,000 plus students. Put together gives you about 4,000 plus. managed by one head. And we thought that it is not good for us, especially those of us who are here. And knowing very well that Madam Edith was about exiting, we asked her, is there any plan for decoupling this school from the main school so that this school will stand on its own? We were told that we have discussed with the director and the regional director. We followed it up to the director. What is the plan? We want to know. The director said the matter is with the regional director. Myself and Sami, we went to the regional director. We had a meeting together with a deputy and another staff. The assurance was that they will call a stakeholders meeting and discuss the matter. We have not been called to any stakeholders meeting to discuss any matter regarding decoupling the two schools. And the roadmap, knowing very well that there are some students here who are bodies. So even if we have to decouple the school, there must be a roadmap for all of us to agree and to let our parents who are here get to know that henceforth this school will remain non-boarding. If you want a boarding school, go to the other side until we have facility for a boarding. That has not been done. We have not had any meeting. Only for us to hear from the grapevine information that they have advertised to have a head teacher for the other side. We were hoping to see that they will have the interview, which was last Thursday. That interview, they said it has been suspended until further notice.
88.3 FM, setting new standards.
Only for us to hear that somebody has been appointed to come and head this school from the GES head office. And our information is that it is the MP who is requesting that he has somebody, one person within you, whom she is bringing to head the school. Now, we as stakeholders wouldn't have had any problem if one of you become the head of the school. But there are problems. And I don't want to say even one problem. There are problems to it. Problem number one.
88.3.
We started the journey 5 years ago together with Mr. Netis, who has less than 2 years to retire. What is his fate and what is happening? We cannot be unconcerned about this. Number two, any system that is compromised, because GES is an institution. If GES want to appoint somebody as a head, it goes through a process. They declare the vacancy. People who qualify apply. There is an interview, and the suitable candidate is selected for the office, not a political appointment. I have never read anywhere in my life basic school appointment having to be an influence from presidency or a member of parliament. I have never heard that.
88.3 FM.
And until due process is followed, where we can see the advert and we will hear of people who have applied and as stakeholders who want to be part of that interview, we will not sit here. and allow that process to work. And Wednesday, God willing, we'll call an emergency PTA meeting. Take our action and we'll let the whole world know what is happening. And we don't want you to hear that we are taking certain actions and you don't know what is happening. This is our state. It will affect our children. It will affect us. It will affect we as parents. And we cannot compromise an institutional integrity for any other person. So that is why we called you here. This is our burden. And we believe that it must also be your burden. So I rest my case.
If I may ask, is that
88.3 FM, setting new standards.
Suggest that maybe we are moving Christianity up there and replacing somebody else?
Not so, because they ask people to apply. So they ask them to also apply. But from our information, things are a bit rough. Even that side, from what we are hearing,
88.3 FM.
there is somebody already in mind which has been appointed. He applied. That one, the rest will be with them. Yes, sir.
Actually, I should have been here yesterday. No, they couldn't make it so hearing that all these arrangements are made as very
88.3 FM.
there's a need for it. Go to the municipal office there, the educational office here, to verify what is happening. But if you take it from elsewhere, group line and sinker, I think we'll be doing the service to ourselves. We should go there and listen to their side, and based on that, then we act. This is my humble suggestion.
No problem. For municipal education, no problem. We are just close to last year.
I want to come in.
And we have been in contact with the municipal director.
88.3 FM, setting new standards.
Even yesterday in the night, I spoke with them. So we are very much aware of everything happening. Very much.
That is the conversation and I'm catching on. This audio was recorded. Ebra na womu yesa meeting no womu nim ho hwe. In fact, the chairman who was addressing that meeting knew nothing about it. However, one kasem bia eye bia a threat bet kululu na nkomo peso mo ye no. I can inform you, say, GES, any asa audio wait here.
Setting new standards.
He decided, say, Charlie, yem posu adi yen kakra. Because one shared you yen ne beba. But we on sadie we on medical can end in the audio which is say or see the MP for the area, Teresa Awuni. I've tried my friend for some time. I don't know, maybe I know why is trying to want to me and find a call. He would have want to know and hear her own side of the story, whether or not say she as a member of parliament has presented somebody, and if so, what is his interest? Because in the basic education, who becomes the headmaster or whatever of the school has no political coloration, and nobody is supposed to say me na me di nipa so me si eko. And to what audio ni here or say we are hearing information and say can say
New standards.
MP no you bi wo ho ana di ni din akọ obi beside the question say oh and the municipal director as we speak the municipal director no wan say nim ne ho say they say wote one on the adwuma no kro no in fact onye the municipal who carry say after the election it was this same assembly na tax bi ko twe municipal director na free new office lock it down so obekaya. Enti ono no as oti ono redundant oti wo keke buzumi so anu wagina ketua, but has to make a concrete decision as a municipal education director and want to me bi and obi aso suro so obekasa o, and this issue obi aso so obekasa, and I want to encourage the members of the PTA, and I'm encouraging you. Say the step Amua taking is the right step to go. At least say Obia Tra, for example, if I say Kras why you are drinking say Upe say Obi be show mu kon chichinetia. All kind in an audio or say papa bi wo wa no aka to barely less than 2 years no I resign I retire. So common sense has it that some person ye bibi krasa obi wo hono you wait for the person to retire then you can take a move. It is not that nipa no wo ho any yes nipa no wo why yes gidigidia yemfo obi mbese why dia interest ni ye dien. Interest ni ye dien. After I say kemetumi reach out to Teresa Awuni. Nanke ni nedin komoni ebisan say oh honorable audio bia ba ma ya bodin say oh ukura na wodi asumasi na obentin din kura kose yenya no headmaster wo school wo na ne no kura ne say but ye frame ma na ebia wa busy into want to me amfa call no granted but ye di ni di ekire this issue me di mani be di ekire pote because look, let us be serious once in this country. Yanko danketenkete when you're secondary school, make a microphone be a secondary school. I achimota nkolanketenkete class 1, class 2, KG for ye. Once more basic school no and I make or more basic 1 and more basic 2, basic 2 one sem na making. Say basic 2 no. They say nkola nenka na nkola no creation na say me 300 500. They say nkola no ko be 1000 here there. Nti nkola no numbers ni kosoro e mamefo ni apapafo omutete wonyina de edi omuma but they are the stakeholders a dime ba kukura ni wo be ka say ban na esi ho politician bi ni wo wasi dan bi esi ho aye mamefo ni papafo omude omunkoda akosko omukura ya na esi sa dan ye di si ho. Until they are the majority shareholder, the stakeholder almost stake na wo school no no high. Until mu amudi mu ba mu nim so wo ba eco school basic 2 achimota tie mu asem we ayam nkoda na egu if a wrong decision is being taken to affect your children and you also mu chairman echi and make sure the right decision. If they ought to bring a new person, the PTA need to be part of the vetting process. Any people who do a application by some person here headmasters in England, I was here it cannot be say a BM na nipa ba kupe no. I was saying nipa yemu nipa do a call ye, say nya chairman e kan. Nipa do a call ye, nipa who do a omun sashen krat as some person be headmaster. Vetting ya trimwa vetting. Yembe lower standards ni to meet obi say me and onyan as a me say me nyanya me doctorate ni yesi ye position bi yesi nipa obetumi di position e obi okita doctorate na esa ne say yesi that hini ya na wo se ye di man nti na afa ya twi ni yesi for me say obi okita masters bi abetumi akọ no Nti mu a mo mako school wo ho no mo fi mo ani na mo fi mo asom enye say akoda ne ko school wo keke a decision that the school would take, a decision anybody would take in the school has a ripple effect on your children and extending your family and the future of your children. Yeah, let us be very careful. Let us be very careful.
88.5 FM. Setting.
Mami fa wensi. Maka yen say me di mani di ekire. Me di mani e di ekire. Ana educhu mu ne ye fen say former GES penyifo Dr. Nkansa mo. Dr. Nkansa kwa de mini ne kwa sori nte bi di ekra mihia no. Sunday bia che bia Sunday bia mihia no. Nti den ya de ne betwetwe nkomo o sa de we ho. Dr. Eric Nkansa, good morning. Den ya ne betwetwe nkomo o sa de we ho. Na afi ye no so ya tumi ahwe. E wo sa kwan so. Now,